The Pan-Canadian Oncology Drug Review, referred to as pCODR, was created to assess the clinical evidence and cost-effectiveness of cancer drugs. pCODR uses this information to make recommendations to the provinces and territories to help guide their drug funding decisions. This is an overview of the pCODR drug review process. During this time period, pCODR works with the submitter to prepare for the submission process. The submitter could be a drug manufacturer or a group of oncologists known as a tumor group. pCODR also lets patient advocacy groups know that a drug will soon be submitted for review, in case they want to tell pCODR of any issues from a patient perspective. The Provincial Advisory Group, or PAG, tells pCODR if there are any specific issues to consider during the drug review. Members of the PAG represent each of the participating provincial and territorial ministries of health and provincial cancer agencies. Once a drug is submitted for review, pCODR checks to make sure that the submission meets its guidelines. Once that is done, the review process begins. Patient advocacy groups may provide information on the physical, emotional, and economic impacts of cancer and its treatment on their lives, as well as the benefits and the possible side effects of the drug being reviewed. A panel of oncologists examines the drug's clinical evidence. This is the clinical review. The panel produces a clinical guidance report. It is sent to pCODR's Expert Review Committee. I will speak more about the Expert Review Committee in a moment. A panel of health economists examines the submitted economic evidence to conduct an economic review. This panel produces an economic guidance report. It is also sent to pCODR's Expert Review Committee. Throughout the clinical and economic reviews, reviewers can ask the submitter questions. This highlighted step is a formal meeting to ask those questions directly. At this point, the pCODR Expert Review Committee, also called PERC, assesses the clinical and economic reports, the patient information, and information from the Provincial Advisory Group to develop its recommendation. PERC members are oncologists, pharmacists, economists, and patients from across Canada. PERC's initial recommendation is posted on the pCODR website. The clinical and economic guidance reports are also posted on the website. Once posted, pCODR gathers feedback on the initial recommendation from the submitter, the Provincial Advisory Group, and patient advocacy groups. Their feedback is given to the Expert Review Committee. They will review the feedback and may decide to change their initial recommendation. By the end of this step, the Expert Review Committee develops a final recommendation. The final recommendation is posted on the pCODR website. All feedback on the initial recommendation is also posted.